Hey folks, my name is Jen, and today we're gonna have just a weirdly spaced video, I guess. Full disclosure, I feel awkward because I pre-filmed my last couple of videos, so it's been a couple of weeks since I filmed anything. Feeling a little off because it's been a couple of weeks since I filmed anything. Feeling a little off because I haven't been doing that much reading, and also feeling a little off because I am resting on top of several pillows right now because my fucking tripod, an essential part of it, has disappeared. And I can't rest the camera on it. That could be a metaphor for this year so far. Hi again, my name is Jen. We're doing a video today, which is a seasonal video checking in on what the vibe is this particular season that's 2/3 of the way through. Full disclosure, it's the end of April. So I figured it was about time to talk to you about my spring vibes. What has my vibe been this spring? My vibe this spring has been off. There's been no vibe. There's been no spring vibe. Spoiler. Usually a lot of things that I happen to do in the spring haven't been doing. I usually decorate. There's some gardening, there's some plant work. There's been none of that. I think I accidentally killed a couple of my plants, which they're succulents. Like, it takes a lot to kill them. I think I accidentally killed a couple of them because I have not been watering them, which also could be a metaphor for this spring too. I haven't been watering things that need watering, like myself, like the fucking plants. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. Everything's fine. Let's talk about what spring has been like so far, and will probably continue to be into May. My vibe has been, normally when I do these videos, I talk about the 5 senses. That's how I break things down. Sort of, the 5 senses. So, hearing, what I've been listening to, sight, what I've been watching, smell, sense of the season, taste, what I've been eating, drinking, and then touch, or feel, which I translate into doing things that what I've been up to. So I guess I'm looking at my notes right now, and I didn't write any for scent at all. Probably because I haven't really thought of anything. To be honest, there hasn't been anything. The scent of the season. It's spring. The earth is damp and fresh, so there's all of those good smells. There's some flowers already. We actually have a lilac bush that I planted like 2 years ago, I want to say. She's growing. She hasn't flowered yet. I think that would probably happen next month and until like June, probably. So, but she's grown quite a bit. Yeah, so other flowers though, been smelling those and things, which is allergies, so that's fun. Getting into next, listening, I guess. What have I been listening to? 4 albums have come out over the past couple of months, and I have been very excitedly listening to them. One of them came out in February, I think, the end of February, so it's kind of like a winter and spring. I feel like I probably mentioned this before, but the others came out in like March, and then the 4th one just came out like a week or 2 ago. So anyway, those albums, I probably talked about a couple of them before. Lady Gaga's new album, Mayhem, been listening to that a lot. I can't remember what I said at the time what my favorite song was at the moment, but now I think my favorite song off the album is probably Vanish Into You, but quite honestly, Die With A Smile, the one that she did with Bruno Mars, is just good and feels somehow super appropriate for the moment. in a sweet but also horrifying way. Then I've also been listening to One OK Rock's new album, Detox, and loving that. I don't think I love it as much as a couple of their previous albums, but I do really enjoy it. Honestly, Dystopia is probably my favorite off of there. It is the one that gets stuck in my head. It is the one that I find myself kind of humming along to myself. Also feels weirdly appropriate for the moment. God. But yeah, that one, and also I adore Plus Matter. I think that is probably my second favorite of the album. Nasty, you can't listen to Nasty in the car because every time I actually have to skip it if I'm driving, because there is a kind of siren sound in there and it scares the shit out of me every time, thinking there's a cop behind me. There's not, but it makes me think of that. So anyway, yeah, really like that album. And they've released a couple of music videos too, which have also been really cool. And then also Coheed and Cambria had their album, The Father of Make Believe, which is full of fucking bangers. Goodbye Sunshine is still my favorite song off the entire album. But I really, really also like Someone Who Can, and The Continuum. I think Tethered Together is my favorite out of those 4 songs that are kind of the continuum. But oh no, So It Goes. So It Goes is so good. It's probably also partly that. So yeah, I really love that as well. Love that as well. And then most recently, Mayday Parade released an EP, and I love everything off of that. But my favorite one might be between Towards You and Who's Laughing Now. They're just, but yeah, I love that whole EP. It's a lot of fun, and I've listened to it a lot since it just came out recently. Let's see, what else have I been listening to? Well, I'm still doing my writing project, although writing has kind of slowed down a little bit. I've gotten to a couple of sections that I need to work on that I'm just feeling a little self-conscious about. So I've been having a hard time writing them. So what I've been doing instead is just like pondering. A lot of pondering about what else can be added to the story, how else I can flesh out the characters more, where I want the story to end. Like, I have an idea generally about where I want the story to end, but I'm trying to really start thinking about, no, what is it? What is, I know what Endgame is, but like, what are the ending scenes? Like, what am I wanting this to look like? Are we going for sweet? Are we going for spicy? Are we going for cheesy? Like the cliche? How much of a cliche? What are we doing? Trying to figure that out in my head, and I've been doing just little bits of edits here and there as I'm reading through, and I'm like, ooh, that's a continuation that's a, not continuation, continuity. It's a continuity problem, having to go back and fix things. So yeah, I've been listening to my writing playlist that I made while that, and also while I've been at work and just pondering in the back of my head. Something came up on some playlist and it reminded me of One Republic, and I was like, dang, I haven't listened to them in a long time, because I used to be really into them in high school. Or was it after high school? Yeah, I was like, I should listen to them again, and had a real good time taking a deep dive through again. What else? Oh, I found a band called Acceptance. I was looking for other music in the vibe I was going for writing, and one of their songs popped up, and I was like, that's a banger. And I listened to more of it, and I was like, dang, this is really good. So, yeah. Listening to them. Linkin Park came up recently, and I kind of realized that it has been a long time since I've actually sat and listened to them. Honestly, it's probably been since Chester died, just because for a while there it hurt to listen to them. So yeah, I did a little bit of a dive back through with their music as well, and that was good. It felt really good to like take a deep dive into their music again, because there's a couple of their albums that I hadn't they weren't like my albums, they weren't like the ones I listened to that much, so it was nice to like give them a listen through. Let's see what else I've been listening to. Still on that Sleeping with Sirens kick all the time, constantly. And oh, I also ended up Callan Quinn, who's the lead singer of Sleeping with Sirens, has had a couple of solo projects. So in like I think 2020 he did Downer Inc., and I was listening to that album. It's really cool. And then he also this year released Haunted Mouths, which is totally different sound still. That is also really cool. It's kind of, how would I describe it? Dreamy, kind of ethereal stuff going on in that. And honestly, the first time I listened to it, I was like, I was at work and I had like one earbud in because that's how I work at work. I have to hear people. Yeah, I was kind of listening to it and I was like, I don't know if I like this or not, because I do like kind of dreamy stuff, but I'm rather picky about it. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I heard an interview that he gave with, I forget what, I forget if it was a magazine or something, but talking about the project, and he said something, he had created something he wanted that you would be an album that you would, you know, just put headphones on and just focus on that. And it's funny because like that's what I used to do when I was a teenager, was I would lay on like the floor in the spare room with I had a disco ball left over from a party, and I'd have that going in the room with all the lights off except for that, and I'd have my headphones on and I'd be listening to music that way and just really listening or writing angsty shit usually. But it's been honestly forever since I've done that. Even when I'm saying I'm listening to like these new albums and enjoying them, I'm usually occupied in other ways. I'm at work, I'm driving, I'm doing chores, I'm going for a walk, you know, I'm doing other things actively. I'm not actually laying there with my eyes closed and like listening to anything. It's been probably legit since high school that I would do that. So I was like, okay, I'll have to do that again and see what I think about the album then. And I did. Ended up doing that, just laying down with my headphones on, listening to it that way, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Because I wasn't fully engaged and I only had like one earbud in previously, and I was like, I wasn't hearing everything. But when I had both of them in, and I was like, I could hear the entire like soundscape, and I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. So anyways, I really like it. Very ethereal, very interesting. Oh, what was that album is called, oh, my Collection of Greetings. It's really cute. Honestly, he said that it's like a love letter basically to his wife. It's so sweet. Let me see, my favorite song, it's probably a tie between So Peculiar and A Collection of Greetings. I think they're really beautiful. Let me see, what else have I been listening? I think that's pretty much it for music-wise, I want to say, as to what I've been listening to for the most part. Podcasts, what I've been doing for podcasts. Well, my brother and me, I'm always listening to them. I hopped back into Podmortem. I'm a little bit behind just because I ended up doing like a re-listen through my favorite episodes. But yeah, Still continuing on with that. That is a podcast that it is a brother, sister, and the sister's husband. They cover horror movies, and it's a lot of fun. It's really funny, and they're huge fans of horror movies and have been for like most of their lives. And they go through and they do like a deep dive summary, also talking about like different factoids and stuff like that about the movies and stuff. It's really fascinating. Also, it's really cool if you are a coward like me, and there's some movies that you don't think you're ever going to watch because they probably are a little too scary for you, but you want to know what's going on with them anyway. Or if you just want to like relive horror movies that you do like, it's fun to listen to them. So yeah, still listening to that. And then let me see, what else did I listen to? I started listening to Free with Ads, which is also a movie podcast. It's by Emily Fleming and Jordan Morris, who if you watch Good Mythical Morning, they are both part of the Mythical Crew. And also Jordan is also part of Jordan Jesse Go, which is another podcast. My husband likes it. I honestly haven't ever listened to it. Yeah, so they do this show where basically they find the movies that are free with ads, like on Hulu or on whatever streaming thing, or whatever you can do, how you can watch them as cheaply as possible, but you have to watch ads for them, and they will summarize and cover those. And I just started listening to it, and that's a lot of fun too. Those two are hilarious. And then I also started listening to No Right Way with V.E. Schwab. She, I guess, started a podcast during the pandemic, and it's basically every week she basically chats with other authors about their projects, about their books, about what their creative process is like, and life, and just all different kinds of things. And I have listened to like 3 episodes, so I'm way far behind because there's quite a lot of episodes. But yeah, I've listened to like 3 of them so far, and I really like them, because I do really like her writing. I know I've said before that I get a little bit iffy about the ending of some of her books, but I do really like her writing, and I honestly really admire her as a writer and person. So it's just, and she always seems like so wicked cool. So it's fun to like listen to her talk and like joke around with other authors and talk about like their different processes and everything. It's really fascinating, really interesting to listen to. And then the last new podcast that I've been listening to is called The Confused Breakfast. It's another movie podcast, but this one is it's 3 friends talking about, basically they call it a nostalgic journey back to the movie rental store era. So like, say it's like if you were me, it's Friday night, you're with your parents and you're waiting for your pizza to be ready, just around the corner. So we gotta quickly pick out our movies for the weekend, and we will probably rent 2, maybe 3 if we're feeling a little bit crazy. And usually the rule was each of us, my parents and I, would pick a movie, or they would pick a movie and then I would pick a movie, and that was our deal. Or yeah, if we were having a crazy weekend, we'd have more than just 2. I'd probably have 3, maybe 4, depending on what was going on. So yeah, that's what we would do, and that was a lot of fun. I had a few movies that we would rent multiple times because I just could not get enough of them. So yeah, it's been really fun listening to this because these three friends basically they go through how their nostalgia meter, basically how they felt about it as a kid, or if they ever watched it, grew up watching it, the what critics thought at the time, what people have thought since, the tomato meter, like where it fits on Rotten Tomatoes, and then they go through a summary and a less in-depth, honestly, summary than I've heard in other podcasts, but like the go through and then, talk about different things. And they'll also talk about movie production stuff, any background information, and then they'll give their rating now. And originally I started listening to it because I was having some anxiety and something that I do at times, this is going to sound awkward to say out loud, is I will play Back to the Future in my head because it is the only movie that I've ever memorized. Actually, I've memorized all three of them because I've seen them so many times. And it's something that I automatically do, like when I'm at the dentist office or something, I'm freaking out. I will play the movie in my head to try to calm myself down, give myself something to focus on. And so I was like, I'm feeling really anxious. I want to hear somebody talk about Back to the Future. So I just typed in Back to the Future, and this is one of the podcasts that came up, and I started listening to it, and I loved it. And they also did Back to the Future 2. They have not done Back to the Future 3, as far as I can tell. Hey guys, please do that. That's honestly, I think, the best one out of the bunch, but that might be controversial. And yeah, I kept listening to them. I've listened to several episodes. I just listened to, I've been kind of skipping around. I just listened to their episode on Airplane today, as well as Twister, and now I desperately want to watch both of those again for the 5 millionth time. A lot of fun. Airplane is amazing. Leslie Nielsen movies are amazing. We'll talk more about that at some point, but yeah, so I've just been really enjoying that. It's hilarious, and yeah, a lot of fun. So I guess I can go into, speaking of movies, I can talk about watching. I started doing a rewatch of Keeping Up Appearances again, which is a Britcom from like the 80s, 90s, about the Bouquets, Bucket, Hyacinth, and her long suffering husband Richard. Hyacinth is very caught up in doing the proper thing and putting out this kind of like way of being at the world, how she wants people to see her, and everything like that, but is constantly thwarted by her family. And there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's basically like she is not great. But you love to see her get into scrapes because she's trying to not present herself. She's trying to present herself and her husband and her family in a particular light, and she keeps being thwarted in the shenanigans that she gets up into to try to keep people from finding out the truth or whatever. And then you have her family, you have her husband, you have her neighbors, and everybody putting up with it. It's funny. It's really funny, and it cracks me up a lot. So yeah, I've been watching that, doing a rewatch of that. I feel like I probably mentioned this last time, but I can't remember. The Way of the House Husband is an anime that I started watching last year that I really like. Well, second season came out, and I started watching that in the winter. And I've been, I took a break on it, and I've been continuing to, well, I'm almost done with it, season 2, and I love it just as much. It's stupid, it's so funny and stupid, and, yeah, I really want to collect the manga, but I made a promise to myself I have to finish at least another manga, complete it before I buy another series. So, speaking of anime, I've also been sort of watching JoJo. Not really. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's my husband's poster of one of them. It is indeed a bizarre adventure about this family that I don't know how to explain it because I don't really understand it. But there's this family that they have like this thing that they can do called a stand, and it's like this energy thing that I haven't been watching the series in its entirety, so I don't fully understand what's going on, but my husband's been watching Stone Ocean, I think is what the season is called. It's about the offspring of one of the characters from the other seasons, and it's so... It actually caught my attention this time around, and I haven't really been watching, but I've been paying more attention. There's this one character that was introduced that I was like, why do I find this person fascinating? And I'm still slightly concerned about why I found this character fascinating, because they're a fucking sociopath. But it caught my attention. So, yeah, it is indeed bizarre. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't plan on watching the thing in its entirety. It's still not really my thing, but I'm strangely interested by the current stuff happening. And then there's a new one for this spring season. I've been watching a couple of things, sort of, with him. I did not write the other ones down that I've been looking at, but one that I've definitely really been liking so far is called The After Dinner Detective, and it's like this girl from a very rich, like, I don't know, she's supposed to be like a noble family, a very rich family anyway, well known, but the thing is that she wants to be a detective, so she is a detective at a police station locally, but she is trying to hide the fact that she is from this well-known family, and trying to keep that under wraps, but her partner is ridiculous and over the top, and apparently her father has assigned her a butler to help her with everything, and this butler is a better detective than she is, and it's really weird. It's like, not like weird like creepy, weird like bizarre and funny, and I am honestly quite into the butler, so there's that. Let me see, what else? Oh, I did a lot of watching of music videos recently because there's been a few that have come out that have looked really cool, so I've just been kind of watching them. And also I did that video not that long ago, where I talked about my top 10 plus honorable mentions, music videos that I love, so I was doing a lot of that. And then also, just this past weekend, I have been trying to catch up on NCIS, but it honestly has not been my vibe lately. Like, I watch like an episode, then I'm like, oh, I'm done for a little bit, which is annoying because I'm trying desperately to catch up, because, or at least I want to catch up to where it is, where it looks like that the cast changes yet again, because I want to determine if it's still worth it to just finish watching the series, or if I just want to say, oh, fuck it, you know? Scrolling through Netflix because I was like, okay, I want to watch something else mystery, crime related, but I don't think I want to watch like that right now. And I was like, I don't think I'm in the mood for Criminal Minds, even though I'm hopelessly behind in that too, but I was like, the way my anxiety is right now, I can't do Criminal Minds at the moment. Going through my list of things that I've liked and been like, ooh, I should watch that, totally had forgotten about Dark Winds. Slept on Dark Winds. I remember I saw the trailer, what was it, last year, the year before, I want to say. I saw it, realized that it was based off of the Lee Porninchy mystery novels by Tony Hillerman. I've read one of them. I have another one on my shelf that I haven't read yet. So I don't know the book so much, but I watched the PBS Masterpiece Mystery Theater thing starring Adam Beach. Who was like a huge crush on when I was a teenager. So like I loved those. There was, I don't know how many of them that were made. But I loved that a lot. So I saw that this was like a total reboot of it, and I got so excited, and I bookmarked and was like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch that. And of course, because I'm me, there's 5 million things happening at once, totally forgot about it. Saw it again, was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm watching that right now. Guys, it's so damn good. It's so good. Like everything of it is beautifully shot. Gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. Aesthetically pleasing. Beautifully shot. The acting's really good. I love the characters. Like I just want to and hug them, and I love, they're so interesting. I'm really liking the dynamics between everybody, and like the era, because it's set in like 71 is the first season, and 72 is the second season, which I'm partway through right now. And I think we're in the middle of season 3 right now, and they did get approved for season 4. So, but Netflix only has 2 seasons currently. But yeah, and the soundtrack, between like the soundtrack for the show and also just the music choices of like the stuff on the radio or probably era appropriate music, is just everything. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I have seen things where some people are like, this is better than previous representations, and then some of it is like, yeah, but you know, there's still not, there's still some stuff, because there's some spooky shit happening in here too, like things, it's not just like crime and stuff like that. There's also spooky undertones, and like things got, like I got scared at one point. I had to stop an episode and was like, I have to watch the rest of this tomorrow because I'm getting creeped out. But it's really interesting, and what I really like about it too is that it's not episodic like another, like NCIS, or like what is another one, really, another Western one, Longmire series. It's not that like there is an overarching thing that we're slowly getting at, but like we're still kind of fairly episodic. It's not like that at all. There is one long overarching thing, and the entire season is covering that one thing, and you're just getting pieces here and there in each episode. And I really like that. Like that's really different than the normal cop shows that I have ever watched. So I'm really into it. And I also like that this show has shown me already, just based upon people being introduced and then quickly they're gone. I'm also kind of liking and hating the fact that I'm so nervous about people that I like in the show, because I'm like, oh my god, the stakes feel high in this. The stakes feel like they could just die at any moment, and then we're just gonna continue on. Like, so it's because normally in like shows you're like, oh, they're part of whatever, that's not gonna happen, you know, and then somebody surprises you like an NCIS or something, and suddenly boom, they're gone. But like no, it feels like the stakes are super high. You're kind of scared for the characters in the episode. So yeah, I'm really digging it, like a lot. Like I'm really into it. But because there are only 2 seasons, I've been trying really hard to. I saw there's like a Darkwind's Reddit and stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't want to know, because we're in season 3 right now, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know any spoilers. I don't want to know anything. So, but if you want a different type of cop show, or if you like Western crime shows and stuff like that, you should. Oh, I didn't tell you what it's about. I just said Lee Porn and She and assumed you knew what I meant. It is following characters who are part of the Navajo Tribal Police. So it's really good. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for watching, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's it for watching. I did get, I talked about Moonlight, which is a vampire show that was only one season back in like 2007, 2008, that I was obsessed with at the time. And I've been talking about lately because something I read made me think of it. Well, I found the DVD online and I have it. I planned on watching it that week, and then that just didn't happen because I was still like writing and doing things. But I do have the DVD, and I do plan on diving into that and watching all of it as soon as I'm done watching what there is of Dark Winds available right now. So we'll be watching that. Moonlight is about a private detective who also happens to be a vampire, and he's just kind of doing his thing, and he ends up getting pulled into different mysteries and stuff like that at the same time as he is getting to know a very pretty reporter. It's complicated, it's interesting. I don't know how it holds up. We'll see when I get around to watching it. And then otherwise I'm watching, because of Back to the Future, it's been a while since I've watched all of them. I do have a couple of the VHS tapes, but I don't have a way to play them any longer, which is unfortunate, but I can't let go of the VHS tapes. I just can't. So I was like, well, fuck it. Maybe I should get like a DVD, a Blu-ray, or something like that. And so I ended up finding online a Blu-ray that not only has all 3 of the movies, but has like a ton of extra shit, like behind the scenes shit that I want. As well as apparently it's got like some episodes of the animated series, which the animated series came out after it didn't last that long. I think it was like 1 to 2 seasons, and I remember this series very, very vaguely. Like I watched the opening I found on YouTube, and I was like, I had like a recovered memory of this opening. But yeah, it came out after the 3rd movie came out. So yeah, I plan on watching all of that this weekend, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. Moving quickly on to taste. Things, what I've been eating and drinking. I ended up with a bunch of seaweed snacks. So like the little chips, basically, the like nori chips, like olive oil and salt on them. Ended up with a bunch of those, and I've been snacking my way on those. My parents sent us like a box for Easter full of like snacks and stuff. So what did we have? We had some popcorners, so like those like popcorn chip things, and like goldfish, and pistachios, and some candy and stuff like that. So I've been snacking on those. Made cookies, lemon rosemary cookies, and yeah. And then my mom sent some cookies up. My dad came up recently to help us do some more work on the basement, which is coming along. It's almost done, thank God. So, snacky things, for the most part. Let's see, other things I've been drinking. Oh, my husband made mojito iced tea. It's not like drunken stuff, so not like mojito, but like in the vein of mojito, but non-alcoholic, and it's just straight up iced tea. It tastes delicious. So, and then I've been drinking a lot of mint medley tea, honestly. That's been my thing lately, has been the mint medley tea. Let me see. Oh, and then our getaway, our thing that we do with our friends, what do we have there? We had all those good foods. Everybody used to do, like, people have their own meals and stuff. We started this new thing this year, or it kind of got started a little bit last year, kind of by accident, I think, and then we did it officially this year, where we plan out meals, like somebody makes breakfast for everyone, somebody makes lunch for everyone, somebody makes dinner for everyone, and then we have like a big meal that we all do, so like that kind of thing. So lots of good food. We had amazing chili, we had like lasagna, we had like biscuits and gravy and breakfast, and just good shit, just good shit. And drinks, because a couple of our friends own a brewery, so we had a lot of alcoholic drinks, and my favorite is sour beers, so that is what I drank. Loved that. And I think that's pretty much it for like taste stuff. There hasn't been anything else that I've really been into that much, I think. The seaweed snacks are the only thing that has been like, hey, I'm really into this right now. Which brings me to doing. We got the seaweed snacks because we went to H Mart. H Mart is a chain. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but they're here in Mass. There's like 3 locations that I know of, and we have now been to. Have we been to all 3 of them at this juncture? I think so. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if there's any more. I just know there's these 3 in Mass. So, yeah, and it is an Asian market. And it's got like everything that you could possibly think of. They have a whole seafood section. Actually smells very fishy when you walk in, so if that is a problem for you, prepare yourself. But yeah, whole big seafood section, and then there's all the like fresh produce. The amount of mushrooms, the sheer quantity and variety of mushrooms is impressive. Like mushrooms I never even fucking heard of, like crazy. They have like sushi, they have a whole, some of them have a bakery area. You can get good stuff. There's also end caps in all the aisles that have like little coolers or little things where you can be like, oh shit, there's some melon bread, I'm gonna fucking eat some melon bread. Or it's like, ooh, ramen egg, sweet. Or they have like different things at the end, and then all the aisles. So it's like, this entire aisle is just fucking sauces. This aisle is like rice. This one is like, snacks. Tons, every snack you could possibly think of. This one has sweets in it, this one's tea, and like tea type things, or this is like, over in this area is like housewares. Do you need a rice cooker? Here you go. Like, all different kinds of like, just wicked cool stuff. They have like plushies. There's like, just random shit. It's so cool. Really cool. There. So, it's a delight. What else? Oh, our getting away trip. We did that back at the end of March. That was a lot of fun. I actually did not play a single game when I was there, which is strange, because even though I'm not a big into all the board games person, I will usually play or get involved with at least one. I didn't play any this year. We did work on a puzzle. I did a lot of reading. I brought a couple of books with me. I did a lot of writing. I did hang out a little bit, had a good chat or two. Yeah, did a writing sprints. I made a new writing friend, and we did some writing sprints, which is fun. And yeah, so that's what I did. Haven't really been doing any of my spring walks. It's usually what we do, but between the Back to the Future watching this weekend, I'm hoping that we can go for a walk. Because we've done just short ones around the house area. But we haven't like gone to the woods to walk yet, so hoping we can do that. And yeah, writing's been taking up most of my existence, which is perfectly fine with me, to be completely honest, because I'd rather focus on a fictional world, fictional situation, than current events. And then otherwise, it's just been reading, which I haven't really done that much of either. Like I told you, my March wrap up, my April wrap up, today is 30th. Is it the last day? There's only 30 days in April, right? Yeah. Guess what, guys? I've only read one fucking book. And it was this. And it was the second time I read this, because I read this in March, and then I read it again this month. It's the only book I've read to completion. I have done some reading in some other books. My current lunchtime read is Pride and Prejudice. I've been doing a reread of that. And like I said, I read this again. I might annotate this, which is saying something, because in my brain I was like, I don't have a favorite romance novel, so why would I ever annotate any of them? There's no reason to do that. I'm annotating my books, my favorite books, which, by the way, I owe you guys my favorite mystery novels of all time. I still haven't made that video yet, so yeah, as I was like, I'm not gonna, there's so many things in here that I kind of want to highlight, though, and I'm like, oh boy, so I'm becoming that person. You already heard me extol my love, and gratitude for this book already, so we'll not get into that again, but fan service, excellent. Let me see. I got some more romance novels, so I started reading Love Hypothesis. Where did I get? I'm on chapter 7. No spicy stuff has happened yet. I did kind of flip, not like reading, but just like skimming, and I'm like, when is the sexy stuff? It doesn't look like it happens for a while, which I'm okay with. Slow burn's fine. Plus they've kissed a couple of times, and it's like, yeah, that's not bad. Interesting, entertaining. So I don't know how I feel about it, but entertaining so far, at least. I did a little bit of reading in Lady Chatterley's Lover. I got like 2 chapters more than where I was in March, I want to say. So, haven't done that much more reading. Spicy things happening in here. So, but I can understand why people were horrified, but I'm not titillated at all. But it's fine. Oh, I also got Do Your Worst, which is another Rosie Danan, but I'm only like 2 chapters in. This feels like it's Grumpy Sunshine, but it's also kind of enemies to lovers, sort of enemies to friends to lovers kind of thing. This is more so enemies to lovers, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. Yeah, that's been that on the reading front. Has just been reading little bits and pieces of things, but never actually finishing any of them yet, because I'm mostly writing, like I said. The only other thing has been based on hearing it mentioned 3 different times by 3 different people. I decided to just, for shits and giggles, try The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, which is like a, 10, 12 weeks writing thing to help you get at more of your creativity, unlock more whatever. I'm currently doing that with a couple other people, which I haven't heard from them. I should probably text in the group chat. But yeah, so going through the weeks right now, keeping a journal. For part of it is like writing every morning. That's been going on. I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts when I'm done with that book. I don't know how I feel about it right now. It's in week 3 and I still don't fucking know how I feel about it, but I will have so many thoughts, I'm sure, when I'm done with it. But I mean, it's getting me writing every day, so that's important. Getting me writing other than when I'm my project, so that's pretty much it. That's been my spring. My spring's been very weird. Very music heavy, very writing heavy, not so much reading so far, not so much my normal spring activities, but you know what? It's okay. We're all getting through the days in our own ways. My way just happens to be, I don't know, this way. Okay. So yeah, that's my spring, you guys. Let me know what your spring has been like, what your spring's been looking like. If there's anything that you've been excited about. Yeah, also anything I mentioned, like any of the stuff, the music, the podcasts I've been listening to, things I've been watching, you should check those out. Especially Dark Winds. Dark Winds is really good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always watching. And if you would like to subscribe, please do so. I will see you next time. Bye.